Hey, you there. Thank you for watching. And welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the Northeast, also known as the Red Team. Ending with Team 2 in the Southwest, also known as Blue Team. Starting off with Team 1's Northern player, we have in orange, the color orange, Zelbe Lycab, or Zelbe for short. He is a Cybran for this match as an 1840 rated player. He is the highest rated player on Team 1. To his south in Ruby Red, blending in with his environment, we have Baller. He is a UEF as a 1555 rated player. And last but not least for Team 1 in Chevy Crimson on the eastern edge of the map is Bedaji Savo Bokan, or Bedaji for short. He is a Seraphim as a 1615 rated player. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have a Seraphim, a Cybran, and a UEF, which means Team 1 lacks the Aeon faction. Starting off with Team 2 Southern player, we have in Royal Blue, it is Wirezack. He is a Cybran. He is a 1749 rated player. To his north, we have in Stage Blue, Gava Gava as a Seraphim as a 1069 rated player. And last but not least for Team 2 on the western edge of the map in Amethyst Purple is Drimmer. He's UEF as a 2152 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. So for Team 2 side of the map is the exact same lineup as Team 1, meaning they have one UEF, one Seraphim, and one Cybran, which means for the entirety of this match, there are absolutely zero Aeon players. Apologies to those loyal to the princess. Hopefully you enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 6 players on the map, let's take a look at how much reclaim they have to scoop up. Currently sitting at 64,000 mass in reclaim, which is a lot of mass. Over 10,000. That is just an absolute metric ton. And of course, with only 3 players, they're going to be scrambling all around the map to get as much as possible. 3 players on each team. And a lot of that is just kind of dotted everywhere. There is a large clump that we see both of these players on Team 1 and Team 2 going for. There's also a decent clumpage down here in the southeast. And then, of course, everywhere else is just dotted fully with a lot of mass. For Team 2 side of the map, being the southwestern side, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Trimix positions. And another Trimix position in front of Zwire's to make that 6. And then another one in the back make that 7. So a decent amount of clumps, but not really a lot of one-offs. So easier to protect, but more annoying to invade in terms of the land, because there's going to be a lot of clumpage, of course, around those, well, clumpage of extractors. I guess clumpage is my word of the day here for this match. We see a gun upgrade started for Gava Gava in the middle of the map, aptly placed, trying to cut off the main avenue of attack. His comp can still fire at units moving around. The ones up here will be out of range, but you know, it's kind of locking off an area of entry, which is definitely a good idea. Team 1 PD up here securing the reclaim field. Baller going for more engineers to scale that scoopage very, very quickly. Lots of verticality in this map. It's kind of hard to tell really what is up and what is down. But this is the upper plateau section that we see Gava Gava and Baller sitting in. And then there's the lower sections of the map. So not super vertical, but it is enough to be worried about. You don't want units essentially trapped down there long term, because well, they're going to be trapped down there long term because there's no way to egress out of there. You have to get transports or teleport, which the only units that can teleport are SSUs and ACUs. So there is that. We do see in the middle of the map, Drimmer has come to assist Gava Gava in the middle. Gun, of course, done for Gava Gava. Drimmer thinking about going for his upgrade, and nobody else on Team 1 has gone for an upgrade as of yet. We do see that only one player on Team 1 has left his main base. Team 2, everybody has left their main base. And, of course, there is that southeastern section of the map that has a tiny bit of water, same with the northwest. Obviously, those are going to be of little consequence. It's another egress point in terms of land. Those are the 2 main ones in the middle and the southeastern corner. There's a lower section of the map that we see that so far Team 2's Drimmer is dominating. Again, so far, because things can change very quickly. Gun is now done on Drimmer's comm, and I see an assassination plot working its way through Team 2's minds. We see that Drimmer is going to go on the western side of this little outcropping, and then Gava Gava on the eastern side. going to be a nice 2-1 punch here. There is one T1 PD here, so that will help a tiny bit. Drimmer standing still, not going to help out his hit points, if I can even get that out without trembling over my words there. T1 PD is down, open away for Gava Gava and his forces to move in. Drimmer taking a lot of the flak, and of course he's just being hit for tons and tons of damage, below 50% on that comm. We do see again with the invasion of Gava Gava's forces and himself, it's pulled the attention away from Drimmer. It is a little bit worrisome. He's continuing to push. He's dropping hit points again. He's going for veterancy. It looks like 760. He's going to get a couple more kills. 200 hit points remaining, 2,000 hit points remaining, and falling. It's just not really looking good for his comm. It is sniped territory. He does get a rank in veterancy that gets him pretty close back into at least the yellow territory, but takes a lot of damage because he was standing still for those T1. What were they? They were Lobos that were hitting him for thousands of damage there. In the northeast, things not going super well here for Drimmer now. Team 1, Zelby has been able to push back and spam out a lot more effectively, and is starting to make way to the Trimech position and the Tri-Facility position in that northwest. Team 1, transport dropping off some units, it looks like, from... Who was that? Was that Baller? Yeah, that was Baller's forces. Baller, of course, getting a Team 2 PD online. Second one coming online here shortly. Looks like those are what dropped off. Most likely are the engineers. More reinforcements inbound. Zelby inbound with just himself, but that could be enough to turn the tide. It is, again, a gun v no gun comms on either the Zelby or Baller side. So realistically, it just comes down to, can they drop the hit points fast enough to kill him off before he gets away? Drimmer, of course, back up into the yellow. We do see that Baller will still retain control of this section of the map. He is decently wounded, but so are 2 of the 3 players on Team 2. Though an early snipe, Corsairs, Nathas, Janus, something from Team 1 could kill one, if not both of these players off. So these 2 players for Team 2 have to be very, very careful how far they push in, how long they're there, and of course any sort of incoming air units. In the east, gun upgrade started for Zwierzak. His opponent, who is that? That is Beregi over here to the north. No upgrades on him. We'll see what he ends up doing. Again, he is a Seraphim facing off against a Cybran. He'll mostly go for stealth on board to try to hide his approach. In the west, gun almost done for Baller. He drops into the low yellows, now in the red. Zelby trying to help assist that upgrade go down. We do see now Zelby receiving tons of damage here. Not great. There is that T2 PD that was barely in range of these commanders. So that upgrade will finish. Very, very lucky here for Team 1. Bombers inbound from Baller, again trying to kill off the comm. 3,000 hit points now remain. There are a couple of missile launchers now on the scene here for Gava Gava, and those facilities are the target, of course, taking out the reinforcing abilities of Team 1. Lots of stuff kicking off in the middle of the map. Again, the western side not looking super hot for Team 2. There are some T2 units online. There's some pillars that might be enough to hold off that spam, but it is worrisome. Nano repair going up very, very quickly, I might add. 67, sorry, I was going to say 67%. By the time I was going to say it, it's already passed 80% and flying. He'll be back up into the green here shortly. Gava Gava not looking too hot, but it is at 2-star veterancy, and then not Baller, but Drimmer, 1-star veterancy and no other upgrade. So again, could be an early departure here for one of these teams if they're not too careful. In the eastern side, attack inbound from this little position to the west for Beregi. He's going for T2, and it looks like stealth and gun is on board. Again, definitely a smart way to do that. He's essentially not scrambling, but nullifying the radar. You can see this is what Team 1 can see. Definitely would be in range, but cannot be seen nonetheless. And of course, radar systems are being knocked out as we speak. Back over to the west, where a lot of the comm on comm action, and kind of not comm on comm, but comm centered over here to the middle. Baller pushing back against Gava Gava. Again, 2-star versus no star, but does have nano, taking some missiles to the face. Definitely not a good idea there. Overcharge goes in, takes out a chunk of hit points there. Gava Gava might... No, it's not worth the kill again. It's nano, so 50 hit points versus 22, but goes for the units to get some more veterancy to up the hit point regen even further for him. it is 5,000 versus 4,000. So if it's a shot for shot in terms of DPS, those comms will kill each other. Even one will die, and then the explosion will kill the other one off. In the east, the attack is still mounting. T2PD coming online. The Utah Shell is definitely a good choice dealing with T1 units. I think the best PD to deal with T1 units is the Cerberus Tickle Cannon PD, because it just fires consistently and just really, it doesn't really help Team 1, not Team 1, but T1 lives. Lots of Ilshis here for Zwarzak, and I think he hit the Hornet's Nest, and now he's going to be completely just on his own. And there he goes, actually getting shot by some snipers, it looked like. No, I don't know what it is hitting him. It looked like that was a sniper, but I could be wrong. I don't think he has T3. Now, he does have T3 land online, so that I don't see the sniper if it is in there. I thought I saw the shot that looked like a sniper, but I guess not. In the west, gunship online. It is a whaler. It's not the best air to ground, but it's better than the Restorer. And it's still holding up. There is some flak. There is some interceptors flying around. Baller dropping below 1,500. The gunship goes down. So T3 air online for Team 2. Team 1 also has T3 air online. Drimmer now has the shield and nano upgrades. That is tank, UEF comm, and that might just be the death of Baller if he doesn't just completely get the heck out of there. You can see a couple PD are not going to stop that 19,000 shield upgrade. And it's going to give him more veterancy and make him even more annoying to deal with here for Baller. Again, he has nano. He's going to slowly rep up. He's at 1 star, so now he's at 56 instead of 50. But it's very dicey. It's been dicey for a while for at least 3 of the players on this game. So maybe we'll see a departure. Maybe, maybe not. He's not necessarily out of options. I think the best idea would have been just to go this way and try to make it back home. He needs a transport to get out of there long term. He can try to go up here and then kind of hold out for a little bit, but his frontline position is gone. He has some units inbound to try to assist. Gaba Gaba is nearby, going to help supply the rear guard in that instance, which will send those forces more southward. And again, not going well on that western side. Eastern side, we see Zwarzak trying to make it onto land. Sorry, not onto land, out of the land, into the water, and barely makes it. Looks like the unit stopped firing ever so slightly. I don't know if that was intentional or not by Betagy, but again, in a game like this, giving another player more mass, not great. Again, it is 3v3, so that's 33% of APM going just instantly like that. The problem is because of the map the way it is, land is kind of annoying to deal with because there's, this main access point and then obviously the one down here. And that's a lot of time to send forces from either of these bases to move in and assist. Again, some mexes will be taken out in the interim, but the main bases, mexes, and of course the secondary ones should be fine. Unfortunately for Zwarzak, he has nothing to stop this. A couple of spam inbound, but that's not really going to do much. A couple of Ilshis, a couple of being actually a decent amount of them in that mix. A lot of T1 spam, though. If he gets enough T2 PD, that might be enough. But he is Cybran, so his options in PD are heavily limited. Baller does make it out of there with a transport. I mean, it was going to happen at some point. It was either he dies or he gets out of there, so he gets out of there. Looks like he got out of there pretty nicely. And that's his transport over there. Saved his comm again. He probably got there, got the transport online, sent it in. By the time Team 2 got there, it wasn't enough to stop him. We do see a strat bomber running around for Zwarzak? That is Zwarzak. So we'll see what he ends up doing with that. He could send it down here to assist. There is a large couple of units down here, so taking out the Ilshis at a minimum will go a long way. A couple of T1 PD trying to be built to stop the conga line, but I don't think that's going to really matter a whole lot. Units are starting to congregate in the middle of land facilities here, but once those Ilshis get there, good luck stopping that push. Northwestern side, looks like Team 1 and Team 2 have kind of just said, okay, this is your side, this is my side, and we'll call it a day there. There's no attacks in any degree. There are a lot of engineers stacked up here. Maybe Salem, I highly doubt it. They're on the lower section of the map. They could try to edge out and go on the west edge of the map and try to cut in back there. But that's a long way to walk with the Salem, so it's not really worth it. We do see more of these forces are being dealt with. And there, I know there is a sniper bot in there. There it is. It was just kind of hard to see with all the nonsense surrounding it. There is a lightning tank in the mix as well. So not great here for the southern side. Lovely counterattack by Bedergy. And it just kept going and going and going. He almost killed the comm of Zwirezack. He's down now back into the yellow. But he's knocked out of the fight for a while. He's almost up to 3 star vets as well. Baller back to the middle of the map, but he's making his way there. Team 2's comms to the west of Gaba Gaba and Drimmer hanging out. Gaba Gaba almost done with his T2 engineering suite. Maybe we'll go for Nano. Maybe we'll go for Missile. He could go for Missile. That'd be very beneficial. He would be in range of a lot of mexes for at least Zelby and a couple of mexes also for Baller. So that actually might be a worthy investment there. Couple of Titans moving in, and I think that's going to be enough. Those Titans will continue to just link up with the T2 PD over here to the west. And, of course, taking out the Ilshis and all the higher tech units first once those are dealt with. Focusing on other endeavors. A couple of lightning tanks are going to be outmatched in terms of firepower. Lightning tank might actually kill off the Titan, though. Nope, it does go down. A couple Zooies help confirm the kill there. Looks like the counterattack has now been thwarted. Zwirezack is not going to have a good time, though. And he will have to retreat. Sniper bot is in range. Overcharge kills off one of the lightning tanks. There is an Ilshi in the mist as well. He should be fine, though. Up to 3 star vet now. Almost up to 4, actually. And tactical missile, yes, is started for Gava Gava. So he is going to go for that long-range nuisance that those Seraphim and those UEF especially are known for. Currently on the map, there's not a whole lot. Nice little squadron of bombers inbound that will help take out a chunk of hit points for Zwirezack. It won't kill him, but it definitely will help keep him in the water, and then T2 torp bombers can come in and finish the job. Zwirezack will get a nice little overcharge before he ends up sinking his feet back below the surface. And that is all of that pressure. We do see those Titans have now come up to assist. The sniper bot is a worrisome. There's actually 2 of them, excuse me. And it looks like that might be enough to end the engagement for now. ASF inbound. A little bit too late on the scene, but at least at a minimum they're there just to prevent any sort of torp bomber spam. T2 air online, maybe T3, so maybe we'll see in a 3-player game 2 air players. Usually it's only 1. Sometimes it only happens, well, not sometimes, but there are occasions where it only happens when there's a dead player and a just, let's say for Team 2, just have to go into it, for example. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We do see T2 air going for T3, so yes, 2 air players for Team 2. It is, again, not a super big concern to go for that. Land is kind of, well, landlocked at the current moment, and both teams, again, 1 Cybern, 1 Seraphim, 1 UEF, so they all have access to Fatboys, chickens, monkeys, crabs, all of the toys. No Colossi, no Aurora, and no parashields. And no Harbs. Harbs are, again, I kind of forget they exist half the time, but they are a good unit. You can reclaim, they move pretty quickly, they have their own personal shield. There's a lot going for those guys. They're the fastest T3 mainline unit. That's always a plus. Revenant takes a hit, but did go after Baller's comm. Baller's going to be like, yeah, I don't like that. He has some Percy's online. Gava Gava's hanging out. We do see Drimmer back here. Maybe he'll go for missile instead of shields, but being that far forward definitely would be more beneficial to get the, or just not get, but keep the shield. Oh, missile almost hit Baller. Maybe had Baller not had to dodge the bomber, it might have actually hit. It would have taken out, I think it's 8,000 damage, so it would have dropped him below 50%, and it would have definitely would put him back going home. T1 naval facility going for Sao Issels, those T1 subs. Counter T1 facility online for Zwirezack. And it looks like with the evacuation orders given by Bedergy, the southeastern side is now retaken by Team 2 just de facto. Northwestern side, Team 1 has been knocked out. There's still those engineers stacked up, but Drimmer owns the entire northwestern corner of the map, and that is very concerning. Again, locking off an entire front makes it a lot easier to coordinate. Stealth coming online for Zelby. No more upgrades for Bettergy as of right now. Zobi, that's his first upgrade. Possibly going for cloaking. Possibly just going for nano. Transports with a decent amount of units on board for Bettergy. I wonder where they're going. Looks like they're going here. I don't know if they're trying to stop a push. I mean, there's a couple of units, but you know, that's been stopped by some T2PD. There are some Percy's having a very fun time against Gobble Gobble. Gobble Gobble dances and misses that shot, but still, you gotta be concerned about Percy's. A couple of them can just annihilate HP. Missile hits and actually knocks out 2 units, so nice predicting of the units there. Gobble Gobble gets another kill there. He's up to 5-star vet, 11,000 mass killed with that comm. Back up into the green, and that's still with no nano upgrades, so definitely doing well for himself there. In the west, Drimmer hanging out with some engineers, and he's thinking about it. I can see the wheels turning. It's like, I can go for Billy Nuke. I can sense it. I can sense the temptation. Nano started for Zelby. That was definitely to be expected. In the north, there is one egress point. I completely forgot to take a look at the map entirely. There are some Tucker cannons sitting in range of a parashield, so that's not great for them. They're stacking up waiting for those forces. Percy gonna probably die to tickle cannon fire, which is just very, very shameful. Does look like the Percy's go, oh yeah, we can actually move. T1 PD being built, T2 PD being built. I love this because the forces have to come this way. Gunships have already been stacking up. A couple of whalers, a couple of T1 bombers. The shields are offline. Percy gets annihilated. And those PD, again, I don't really think it was worth it with this amount of force. And there's a lot of Ilshis also here. So with that amount of attack power, it's going to be enough to stop. A nice counter by Zelby. A little bit of mass for those units to scoop up. Currently sitting on the map. Missile outbound from Team 2. Looks like it's going for a radar system. Yep, there it goes. Team 1 and Team 2 have not lost a player. They were very, very close calls here for a couple of players in this game. But nobody has died as of yet, which is always a plus. Team 1 sitting at 8:30. So they are leading the game by a decent amount. Team 2 at 7:30. It is 26 minutes. So that's partly been driven by the fact there's just not that many mexes. Again, there was a lot of mass for everybody. The downside, though, is reclaim in that form is very fleeting. It's you got to invest it very early to make it worth it. But in a game like this, you need units. You need them fast. You need them on the front line. You need upgrades, so that mass gets stretched incredibly thin early to mid-game, and especially when we start getting into the later games or later sections of the game. Map control, I'd say definitely favoring Team 2, but just barely. Again, this northwestern corner is probably the only more real concern. Mexes, there's 7 of them up here that Drimmer is getting, and a nuke outbound from somebody on Team 1's, not Dimitri, but Team 1's Bettergy. I combined Dimitri and Drimmer, or Bettergy and Drimmer, and got Dimitri out of it. And that nuke is inbound. Either it's going for the mainline base in the middle, or it's going to go for the base for Drimmer. It looks like it's targeting Drimmer specifically. Ooh, that's going to hurt, so maybe we'll have to reset our mass incomes, because that's really going to hurt. Oh, but the SMD gets loaded at the last second. Ooh, that was very close. I mean, that thing was about ready. And he has his own nuke, so things are popping up. So each team has one nuke. One was fired, one was denied. Possibly soon to be loaded on the second one there. Yep, they are loading as we speak. But anyways, let me know down in the comments what you've thought of the game so far. Of course, if you haven't done so already, because why not at this point, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of the match. Gun started on board. Zelby's comm already done with that, actually. You see in the middle of the map, we see a couple of instances of some PD creep. Nothing too worrisome for Team 2. But the Percy stacking up is definitely worrisome. There's a lot of them stacking up here. A couple of Optims also just holding position. Wall sections being built just to curtail the pathfinding here for Team 1. Gun splash started for Gava Gava. Got rid of his T2 engineering suite. Drimmer is just going to hide in the pond, and I don't blame him on that regard. in the north. Looks like there has been a counterattack with a couple of gunships. Mexes are being rebuilt as we speak. And there is some flak and some mobile missile launchers and those spearheads coming online. Sniper bot on the edge gets sniped by those nice, annoying little spearheads. There is some AA being built on the other side of that little ravine there, or valley, whatever you want to call that. So they have a little bit of coverage there. Team 1, in terms of ASFs, currently sitting at 77. Team 2's Drimmer. That is not what I wanted to select or thought I was selecting, so never mind. That is not the right player. I keep clicking on the wrong buttons. 71, so no real advantage one way or the other. Could be one easy turn or better turn, and either team wins that fight, so nothing really to write home about. The worrisome thing is all of the stuff stacking up here in the middle. Gunsplash done for Gava Gava. Nuke is more than half loaded. SMD to the north is almost loaded. That's probably a more important thing. Team 1, Nuke is passively loading. It's 3/4 the way there. So Team 2 will fire, or can fire first, if they so choose to do so. It is a Seraphim v UEF affair here, and there's a lot more mobile artillery for Team 2, which might prompt the engagement on land. Land engagement, Team 1's going to win that fight hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. There is some T2 artillery in the mix, a couple of clink hammers. And those Percys are just eating up artillery fire. A couple of engineers running around trying to feed their families with some easy mass on the edges of the shields there. A couple of bombers, couple squadrons inbound. They're going to go for the T2 artillery placement. That's what I would go for, knock out the stuff that can shoot you first. SAM sites, nice to see that. Couple of Team 1 also in there. Yep, that's what they're going for. Parashields moving into cover. And they take out one of them. They don't take out the other one, but they'll definitely take one over the other. Or none. Oh, almost dies. And Nuke is outbound. Now, he is going for a base, I would presume. Team 1 has an SMD up here. That is loaded. There is no oh, nope, there is one SMD over here. It is loaded. So the only place to go for is Baller. And either it goes for the comm or it goes for his base. The SMDs are not in range to cover the base. And I think it is going to go for the base. So that'll be the first successful nuke landing of the match. Unless it keeps going, which it does not. SMD not in range, as I said. That's going to be a glorious nuke. Boom! T3 P-Gens going down. T3 land headquarters going down. Very dangerous because he needs those Percys, but there's a lot of them stacked up over here. Front lines are going to crumble, and either he does one of two things. He just full sends that puppy, or he pulls it back. He needs those Percys, or he needs them to do a lot of damage. They stay here long term. Yes, this front line base is knocked out, but it's more of a staging facility than anything else. It really wasn't a base. Yeah, there's one mechs up there, but that's not enough to write home about. There are some T2 PD and T1 PD being built to try to stop this incoming rush of units. There is the comm of Gava Gava. Gava Gava's like, not worth it. And decides to retreat to just a better life. There is a couple of units stacked up here for Bettergy, though. So Team 2's Marsek has fled the scene and has gone back home, all the way back into the same pond that Drimmer is in. But now we see Gava Gava in range, gets a nice little AoE overcharge on a couple of Percys, takes out even more of those incoming forces. Another overcharge takes out two more. Shots are going down and trying to focus Gava Gava's comm. Shields are down. T1 PD, T2 PD going down. There's still probably half of those Percys remaining. And Gava Gava did a great job taking out the essentially Vanguard, but there's still more stacked up. 20,000 hit points on board. 22,000 mass killed. And that shield is back online. Again, it is a risk to push in. The shield's about to come offline. This might actually be the first kill of the game if he's not super careful. Those Percys will catch up to him very quickly. Ooh, nice little overcharge kills off another Percy. Shots are inbound. Gava Gava dropping. Ooh, he doesn't have advanced nano. One more shot. There it is. First kill of the game goes to Team 1's Baller on Team 2's Gava Gava, dropping this game to a 3v2 in favor of the northeastern team of Team 2. chicken online for Bettergy, definitely something to watch out for. And a couple of Percy's went northward, so that's also an annoying thing for now Germer to deal with. Those Percy's are able to hit the SMD that was just loaded. And do they take it out? Yep, it's gone. So nice little additional grab there. So this base is vulnerable. Nuke. But artillery online for Team 2. Ooh, and with another base to play with in terms of mass income. That is not great. Team 2 now firmly in the lead for mass generation. Players, of course, to note, Drimmer on dual base and Bettergy at 462. And in the north, again, Mex is being killed on and being killed, being brought back online from the dead, and then put back online, put back offline. The plug gets life support gets unplugged. Nuke is outbound, and will it just go for whatever they can grab? Yep, it'll go for 1, 2, 3 Mexes. There's an SMB that's trying to be rebuilt, but that's not going to be much. Honestly, the only thing he's going to lose is this T3 land headquarters for Seraphim Tech. That's really it. And those engineers getting out of range, building an SMD to cover. And that artillery looks like it's going to go for the air grid for Team 1 unshielded, which, I mean, it is 35 minutes, but it is a ladder match. You don't really see artillery that much. T3 air headquarters immediately hit with a nice little impact there. That's got to hurt. Shot to the east. That's a little annoying, but does hit the bug that's being built. That's always nice to watch. Shot landing here. Again, it's a little bit all over the place. Shield. This is going to be built in time. The Pigeon goes down. No, it does not. These two go down. That T3 air headquarters is dead in the water. This one hits right here. Oh, it's going to be close. Shot is inbound. Oh, takes out the T3 air headquarters. That's not great for Team 1's air power long term. I mean, it can be remedied pretty quickly, but that has got to hurt. We do see a couple of units stacked up. They are the Governor class, so they can have those missile techs on board. Very, very annoying, the infinite ammo glitch on those things. The Seraphim get them too, but still. Bug, though, has been built, so that wasn't the first bug that was started. That is the second one. And that bug, of course, only has a couple of viable options. Unfortunately, though, Team 2's air player of Zwarzak has enough ASFs to protect, and that is not great for Team 1. Ooh, are they going to try to go straight for the bug? It is going to be a little bit of a concern. There is a Monkey Lord down here. Chicken, though, on the rampage. That bug will die. Now, depending on where it dies is the main concern, though. It will make it back at least close to some engineers. It looks like the bug, yep, is going to stop purposely just right in front of him so they can scoop that up and fund it into something else. He's like, well, if I can't make it back to base, I might as well give it to my teammate so he can use it. Counter artillery online for Team 1's Bettergy, so both of these players thought about going for long-range technology. Nuke almost reloaded, killed off 26,000 mass. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. And second artillery has been started. Nuke has also been loaded. That might have to be... there's not that much defending this position. That might actually have to be used for nuke defense. He might have to nuke this position. If he tries to go after the Omni, essentially lands it right on top of it, that would be enough. But T3 mexes are going down. It's going to be an interesting call because this is going to be dead regardless. Yeah, you lose a nuke for it, but it's better than losing the everything. We see the columns wires that going northward. And it's T3 artillery versus T3 artillery. Second one has been started as well for Bettergy, going for more P-gens and possibly more shielding after that. Second one, of course, has been started for Drimmer. And looks like it's just kind of a split between the nuke and the artillery. That chicken is just full sending it. The bug, though, is almost done, so that actually might be enough. There's not that much AA in the mix. They're mainly just Authams. But it is going to take some time to finish. There is a lightning tank. I see that now. And that chicken is just going to really not have a joyous occasion. Is it too wide to fit through there? No, it isn't. Okay, I was going to say a crab would struggle going through there, but not a Not a chicken. There is a monkey trying to be spam built. I feel like a monkey probably would have been worth the mass more. Ooh, yeah, it's not going. The air grid's going down. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Very unfortunate. SMD built, not loaded. And artillery is landing in, of course, at the artillery position. Looks like this one actually got hit. So the shielding not all powerful as you would want the Seraphim to be, but shields are not enough. Nothing is enough to stop this chicken. Reclaiming efforts from the engineers is enough to help, but the entire air grid is down. At least in Team 1's perspective, they still have somewhat of an air grid. Team 2 has nothing. Not great. And there's still Optims on the ground to deal with, so lots and lots of damage. Zwarzek essentially knocked out of the game. 23 mass per second and falling. We saw Team 2 was sitting at 1.2k. Now it's Team 1 in the lead at 1,000. Team 2 dropped to 770. Not great numbers for Team 2, and it's possibly going to drop a little bit more. Those Optims probably will get at least that T3 mix. So devastating. There's more mixes being taken out. There's really not that much coming online for Bettergy to follow that up. So it's just how much damage can he do and then call it a day there, it looks like. There's some E-storages, nice little easy targets there. Nuke is right there. And Transport's going to drop some Percy's on top of them to try to save at least a couple more mexes. Percy's will drop. One tap that Otham. Yep, there it goes. That mex is actually not dead. Thought it would actually be the target. Nice little E-store is going to be taken out again. Yep, there goes that one. And the attack is done. So great job on Bettergy's part on land. Just full sent it. Killed so much for Team 2. Knocked out essentially another player. And it is for all intents and purposes, a 3v1 in favor of Team 1. Again, Zwarzek's not dead, but not doing a whole lot, unfortunately. It's just because he just doesn't have anything left, really. He has to start pretty much from scratch, which is devastating. Shielding not going well here for Team 2's Drimmer, though. That is realistically the only thing that Team 2 has left. Again, the nukes still exist. The nukes are actually firing as we speak. Where is this one going? SMD, again, is almost loaded. This is the main one, though. There's also another one there. I don't know where that nuke is going. Let's just go. Oh, that is just mean. So maybe they spotted the come of Zwarzak wanting for a kill. That's unfortunate. It's not really going to do anything for anything else. There is a brick over here, which will probably kill at least one of those T3 mexes. Second artillery piece is online. More shielding coming online now. Looks like Drimmer getting into the air department. He lost. No, he still has his T3 air headquarters. He just doesn't have any other facilities. But with 2 artillery pieces online for Team 2, that might be enough to crack the shielding. They barely cracked it beforehand. Artillery in the yellow, almost in the green. It's about to take over right about now. Here comes the nuke. Kaboom. Takes out the headquarters, but nothing much. Tried to go after Zwarzak's comm. 1 T3 mix is gone. And it looks like maybe some Titans are going to body block for that mix. It will be enough. And artillery actually not going out. Oh. See, there is another idea to take out bases. Might as well have a big giant fireball do the work for you than a bunch of artillery. And there goes the SMD. If the nuke fires now, that's not great. And this nuke was also, SMD was also taken out. So that is a great news for Team 2 if we're rooting for them. Is that nuke going to fire? Yes, it is. We know where it's going because it's, I mean, only really one place to go at this point. SMD not in range. This is going to be the linchpin of Team 1. If this SMD goes down, everything. You put the nuke right next to this PGen, that's dead, everything's dead. And then, of course, the artillery going to retask onto that SMD because that's what you would do if I was him and could think that fast. Again, he is a 2150 rated player, so he knows what he's doing. And that nuke is outbound. Again, Team 1 has not lost a player yet. They've lost a part of a base and a base. They're going to lose a second base now. Air Force is completely depleted. The bug that was being built is actually no, it's not fine. Kaboom! So Not great. Shields are trying to be held with duct tape, super glue, WD-40, whatever they can get their hands on. Bug being shot out of the sky by the remaining ASFs from Zelby. Bug actually going to make it, even though Team 2's Air Force is not going to get any reinforcements anytime soon. There are still ASFs online, which is great because you'd rather have something than nothing. But it just makes every loss in ASF just that much more painful. Nuke is reloaded, 98,000 mass killed with that thing. Only 2 artillery pieces, looks like. No 3. I don't think it's going to be enough. Another nuke outbound. Speaking of which, of course, it's when I look away is when it happens. He's going to land one here. Baller knows where it's going. There's only one logical place. That one is protected. So essentially Team 1 losing more mass per second because that base is going to be gone again. We do see, again, there's possible thoughts of where Zelby's comm is with those spy planes overhead. Southern side, there are some engineers scooping up mass. There are some Percys now walking around, so they're going to probably stop that. They're actually trying to get the mexes and the... go for the reclaim and the mexes, I should say. And here comes the nuke. Kaboom! This is all gone. So Baller is not necessarily knocked out of it, but he doesn't have that much remaining. I would say Zelby's in a better position than Baller, obviously because there's more mass. You go into his coffers, but there's not that much on the field. Lots of Team 1 bombers, lots of TMD, lots of engineers huddling underneath one shield generator. There's also that Guardian being built. Looks like more shielding, more shielding, more shielding. He knows what's going on. He can sense it. He can sense the imminent danger. Looks like just more and more of Jimmer's base being knocked out. A couple of pigeons not having a good day. 1, 2, 3 SMD. So he's well protected in terms of nukes. T3 air headquarters and T3 land headquarters not doing super great. Needs to keep those lights on. And the map is starting to just be devoid of the everything. There's engineers dropped off, strap bomber holding position for Drimmer, trying to get that eco back online. Here's a Fatboy running around, and the shields are down. It looks like Bettergy has a oh, it's back on. I was gonna say a pigeon problem, but it looks like he fixes it. Ooh, that was not good. He's not doing so. Ooh, it's dropping again. He's got to micro that power. How is Drimmer doing for power? Ooh, that's not great. It's a lot better, but he's still, 3,000 does appear once in a while, so he has to be a little bit careful. No teleportation by any means is going to happen in this base. I mean, that SMD would be, teleport in with Zwire's XCOM, destroy that, game over. Right there. Team 1 does not have a backup SMD. I feel like in this case you might want to get one. Team 2 again has 3 SMDs relatively close to one another. Not close enough to be an easy target, but close enough to cover one another. And in the south there is that Bug still alive somehow. 175 hit points a second regen, so it's slowly getting back up to at least mid HP. We do see T3 air headquarters back online for Zelby. And again, Bettergy, the one careful thing about more shields is more consumption on power, and you can see he's constantly having to turn stuff on and off. Oh, that was a lot of power drained because the main shield is being assisted by a ton of engineers. And if it just happens very right for Team 2, the shields will pop off at the moment that he needs them to. Again, shields popping on and off as we speak, though. That's a lot of power being consumed. He's still positive, but it is dangerous. At least that power consumption or power production. But the SMD, not SMD, sorry. I keep saying the wrong thing for the wrong thing. Oh, there goes the nuke. Okay, so Team 2's main goal is gone of going for a nuke finisher. That T2 artillery, C3 dual artillery is enough. But again, the main shields should be fine. T3 land facility barely saved. Oh, maybe not. Spoke too soon. Sorry, Drimmer. Kind of jinxed it for you there, maybe. Definitely unfortunate for Team 2 losing that nuke silo. Oh, there goes the facility. Yep, there it went. But there are those 2 Fatboys in the middle. There's a couple of T2 artillery, but it's not really enough to be worried about. And there's really not a lot of land forces to begin with for Baller. I mean, he has some PD, some artillery, some Ravagers, but he doesn't have the units, which is, again, a worrisome thing. All the units are over here for Banerjee, and he's getting some transports, looks like, stacked up. Nuke is outbound for him, speaking of which, and he's going to go for the Fatboys. What's he going for? He's going, I don't know what he's going with that Nuke. It's kind of hard to tell with it being kind of an orangish, reddish back. Oh, he's going west. Oh, he's going over here for this T2 artillery base. I mean, it takes out some T3, T2 mexes, so that's something. It's unfortunate for Drimmer. It's not the end of the world, but at least it's something being killed off in Team 1's perspective. Team 1's still producing more mass. 1,000, 1.1 versus essentially 750. There goes the Nuke. Kaboom! Kills everything off there. Reducing essentially everything else to Team 2 west of the Prime Meridian, equator being the horizontal line, Prime Meridian being the vertical line. Shields being heavily assisted. Definitely needs one more shield there, one more shield there. Satellite. Okay, now that's an idea. And looks like the artillery is not enough to stop the Fatboys. The Ravager pretty much being wiped out. And there's more artillery being built over here, but it's being built too late. Looks like there's some Percies. Came and have fun. You don't need to fall back for that amount of Percies. It's 2. I mean, the shielding has taken a hit, but it's not that much of a concern. Looks like actually all of the forces from Banerjee shifting westward. He knows if the middle falls, which it is going to here shortly, he needs some sort of buffer. Now he doesn't have to worry about that SMD as much. He's not building another artillery emplacement unless he's building it somewhere else, which would be the smarter course of action, building it out of nowhere essentially. Looks like the artillery from Team 2 is targeting other things, Pigeons, SMDs, whatever else they can get their hands on. Essentially drain the resources of everybody else for Team 1. Actually, Zelby doing very well. Banerjee has a little bit more time now to get some more Pigeons online. Shields. Looks like that is going to be enough for now, but it does look like the artillery from Team 1 is going for something else. Looks like... Is that a new SMD? That looks like a new SMD. Because there was 3 of them. Yeah, that one got taken out, so there's that main one here, and then the secondary one here. So he's going for a backup one. Lovely to see that. Drimmer going for an upgrade on board that comm. Don't know what it is. Most likely RAS? Yeah, most likely RAS, I would presume. He needs more the everything, so that would make sense. Artillery raining in. Again, more Pigeons being knocked out of the sky. ASFs have been stacking up decently here for Team 1 now. And we haven't really seen that much in air power for Team 2 ever since the death of the air grid. So Team 1, that might be a way back into this game, you know, in the air department at least, is trying to knock out the remaining Zwarzak ASFs. And it looks like it's just that one facility with a couple of assisting ones, so it looks like that's just been enough. It's been enough time. Chicken started for Banerjee as all this build power nearby. Might as well build it there. T2 done, going T3 for Zwarzak. Don't know what he's doing on that comm, but he's doing something. Fatboys are continuing to pressure the middle. T2 Mex is being taken out here. Again, that group of forces is going to be enough to stop the Fatboys. If they sit there long term, that's a different story. T2 artillery line being built back here. Baller making a comment, or somebody's making a comment about something. And yes, that was RAS being built for Drimmer's comm. The satellite is almost done. Nuke is outbound once again from Team 1. Oh, it's going for the Fatboys. The Fatboys split. This one goes north, and this one continues to push. If it doesn't push fast enough and east enough, it will be killed off here. And that Nuke has not a lot of travel time, so it might not even have a choice. It's gonna die. That's not great for Team 2's offensive. Oh, it's gonna be close, but it actually might not be close enough. Kaboom! Kills off a couple of units. The land army gets provoked, and the Fatboy is in retreat. Decent amount of Team 1 and T2 bombers and fighter bombers inbound. That is going to be a dead Fatboy, either by a nuke or by bombers or fighter bombers. ASF's inbound to try to help take out a second run. Couple of Cougars nearby. There goes that first Fatboy. It is dead, and it is gone. But an attack squad, nice little incoming strike squad inbound. Overcharge kills off one person immediately. Baller goes, that's a lot of firepower. I'm going to rethink my life choices now. Overcharge back, recharge takes out a decent amount of health on those ones, but every time he moves in, he loses a chunk of his shielding. There's still that Fatboy back here to deal with. The Hornet's Nest has been provoked, and those land armies are moving in. There's not a whole lot on land, but there is a Fatboy almost done, so that'll help. And the bug. Don't forget the bug. That's almost back up to full HP. 200,000 hit points a second. Baller is running in the face of those Perseus. There's some Corsairs nearby from his teammate of Zelby trying to help him. He dodges that shot. He probably will make it to the shielding. And there's some T3 Ravagers. That's going to take way too long. The T2 PD is going to be more important. And the Fatboy is fine. There's some ASFs getting slaughtered. And that's not great. Oh, Baller dropping below 1,000 hit points. Barely gets underneath the shielding in time. Laser in the sky is overhead. And I wonder where it's going. Is it going to be SMD first? Is it going to be Nuke first? I feel like Nuke would be better. He's not going to hit the artillery. It's not. He needs a little bit more oomph to get through that shielding. So yeah, he is focusing on the Nuke. Baller, ooh, that was close. He was definitely balling out there. Shield is down, unfortunately, but he needs to get another one. Is it going to be enough to kill him off? Oh, it is. And that is the first kill of the game on Team 2's side of the match. So a tied game now, 2v2. ASF gets slaughtered, or at least the remaining of them get killed off here by the ASFs from Zelby. So Team 1 has air control. I'd say if not dominance, because Team 2 just doesn't have the ability to respond. The bug finally is going to be taken out after ages of being left alive. 90,000 mass kill with that thing, and actually getting even further up there. Fatboy almost done with that Fatboy online. That's going to be enough. There's also this Fatboy up here that's, I don't know, been ignored or something, but I guess, you know. No, here comes some Corsairs. Okay. SMD shields are starting to weaken. Not that that matters because Team 2 doesn't have a nuke anywhere. Third artillery piece has been started for Drimmer. And that could be enough. Fatboy shielding is down. Don't know what he's targeting, but with all that artillery and all of those Corsairs, that is a dead Fatboy. Looks like it's taking out the air superiority fighter facilities. Again, target the I was like, well, target the Pigeons. Like that do a lot more work than just trying to target the actual air facility. I think the headquarters is right here, so if you might as well target something, target that. Then you can't even build any more ASFs. Something ended up landing. Don't know what that was about. Fatboy actually shooting. I think he's still shooting at whatever was remaining there. Not great shielding. It's still holding. Looks like a shield was taken out. ASF's inbound. There's nothing to really take out in terms of aircraft from Team 2 side of things. There's some Corsairs inbound. It's going to help take out a little bit more of the shielding, but nothing too worrisome. And that third artillery piece, I feel like once that comes online, that might be enough. Satellite over top takes out a Pigeon. Could easily take out the T3 air headquarters right here, but he's probably full of exhaustion and whatnot. Just can't really think straight half the time. I don't blame him. Playing the game for at least 53 minutes, if not longer. I don't know what that Fatboy is shooting at. Looks like it's just a unit just landed. He's just sending shell after shell after shell. To the north, Chicken with a bunch of bricks inbound. This will be the last push on land, I think, for Team 1. Shielding is starting to crumble. Not going well for Team 2's longevity here. There's a couple of Perseus in there. More and more units being transferred over from Bettergy's eastern side. You know, a Pigeon or two has been knocked out. I don't know if it's going to be enough. The defense satellite should probably come home and actually be a defense satellite instead of an offensive satellite. I think he's putting too much emphasis on the artillery piece and not much emphasis on the land side of things. Fatboy shielding is now being hit. Team 1 PD, though, just ripping the chicken's HP apart. Fatboy might survive. Shields are down. Ooh, is that going to be enough? Oh, it's not enough. Ooh, it's going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be close. Ion Storm will activate. There is the backup SMD. The main one is dead. That's gone. The one that has 6, almost 7 loaded. Oh, maybe not. Again, we'll point out, though, there's still a lot of T3 units inbound. T3 artillery about to come offline. He's getting some triads online. He's getting, again, more shield assistance everywhere. Fatboy's turning it around. There's still a spam of units inbound from Zwirezack. A lot of Sky Slammers, it looks like. Nuke outbound. Is it going for the main base? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, it's going over here. So it's going to take out more T3 mexes. Oh, this is going to be close. PD just constantly firing. Ooh, if they can get to the P-gens, that's going to be enough. Even if they get to the SMD. Oh, no, there's still that back one up right there. That might be enough. Ooh, it's not going to be great. There's still a lot of PD firing. Ooh, artillery show hits the Fatboy. A couple more shells, a couple more shots from the bricks, and that would be enough. Lots of engineers are going to go down. The emitters, of course, the most important thing. 3 artillery pieces firing at the same time. Not good for the artillery health for Team 1. There's a couple more bricks remaining. Pigeons are exposed. 2 artillery shells will be enough. 1 P-gen is down. 2 P-gens are down. Artillery actually shell lands on friendly units. That one actually takes out more friendly units. 1. Oh, there they go. 2 of them are down. The satellite's still alive, though. That's something. And will it survive? Will it survive? I don't think it... Oh, it might. No, it survives just barely. That one's gone. And that artillery is down. GG's from Zelby. The artillery was not enough, at least at the current moment, to crack the shielding here for Baraji. Looks like he went for the nuke, not the artillery pieces. I feel like that would have probably been the better choice to go after. With Team 2's artillery done and dusted, I mean, there's not that much that Team 2's Drummer has at this point, and Zwirezack as well. Both of them kind of just running out of steam. There's still more bricks inbound. SMD down. All the SMDs are down. It's only going to take 1 nuke to finish the game at this point. There's also attacking the south to consider. So that 1 land incursion was just enough. I think had that satellite come back, or was at least there for defensive measures, I think that would have been enough to protect the base. Because really what cracked the base was not the artillery landing every 5 seconds or whatever, how many seconds. It was the land units that came in. The chicken being defeated, of course, was very, very clutch. The Fatboy somehow still alive. Artillery has been restarted. Drummer not giving up. Laser has been started for Zwirezack. So maybe he's going to try to make a last-ditch effort. But again, Team 1 has 2 players left. One of them's in the water, so Laser's not going to work. T3 bombers, Team 1 bombers, more units running around all the time. There's a couple more Autumns inbound in the south. It's just not... There's just too many holes. And Drummer recalls. Laser's canceled. Team 1 wins the game. It was looking like Team 1 had it in the beginning, and then it was kind of mixed. And then Team 2 kind of had it for a little bit. Definitely a huge back and forth. Great game to cast. MVP for me. I mean, the man took all of the attention from Team 2. Or not all, but most of the artillery's attention. Strategy did a very good job. That cut down the south, taking out the entire air grid. Brutal. And then the combined effort of him and Zelby going straight down the middle here. I mean, land is actually kind of what won the game. Artillery was nice to see. Nukes were nice to see. All that other stuff. But I think land, at the end of the day, won the game. And Team 1 just did a better job of that. So let me know down in the comments what you thought. Again, Bettergy is the MVP for me in this game. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. And I will see all of you in the next one.